thank you guys for attending the uAfrica shipping and multi-channel webinar. My name is Aubrey and I'm a sales manager here at the uAfrica Technologies. So what I'll be doing today really is just to take you guys through how the uAfrica system works, from when you first sign up on uAfrica, set up your account, to when you first start doing your first shipment. Okay, so now during the session, please feel free to use the chat option just to put a message there. I already see you guys. Awesome, you guys are already using it, so which is perfect. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you're struggling with internet connection or you can't hear me, please feel free to just pop a message there. I will now and then just go and check if there's a message. And if you have a question, welcome to raise your hand so I can give you a chance to ask your question and make sure that everyone is actually sorted at the end of this session. Okay, so on my side, we'll be starting by just a quick background of where the uAfrica comes into play, why you would want to integrate your uAfrica system to your online store. So uAfrica, we are not a courier company, or what we do actually, we just build e-commerce tools. As you can see there on my screen on the website, it says we build e-commerce tools to streamline order fulfillment and shipping processes. That's exactly what we do. So during the fulfillment, obviously you will need courier companies to deliver your parcels. We have 5 courier companies that you'll just need to log into your account and start hitting the button for them to come and collect the parcels. We also have like other features like multi-channel. From where we started as a Shopify partner, where we saw that actually most merchants here in South Africa, they will build their online stores, but then the problems that where now they have to first land their first order. It takes time sometimes, and mostly they will just drop off. And hence, we built the e-commerce, this multi-channel feature, where you will be able to synchronize your products from your online store to other channels like video buy and price check, just so you will be able to sell more online, because the more people see your products, better chance of you selling something online. So now, going with that, we have multi-channel, we have shipping that allows you to click the button so courier can come collect the parcel. And we also have a shipping rate. It's the new feature that we just released a few months back, especially for WooCommerce. That feature, you can just use it to charge customers shipping rates at the checkout page based on their postal code and the order weight. Okay, I will also try to explain that in more detail once I show you guys how the dashboard works. So now here, where it starts, you would want to go to uAfrica.com website. On uAfrica.com, we give everyone free 30 days to try out the system, see how it works. And from there, you can pick any of our paid plans. I will also show you guys our paid plans there. And in the sign-up process, we really try to make it as seamless as it can be. So here, we just need your business name. The reason why we need your business name is that, when we send notification to your customers, we don't send those as uAfrica or the courier company. So which means that we white label your fulfillment process to your branding. So now you will put in your ABC company. My company name is just uAfrica demo account. So now email address for login purposes, and then phone numbers in case any of the support uAfrica support member would like to get in touch with you, then they will be able to use the phone number there. Password, your name, which is optional. That's just, again, for your account purposes. So before you go and hit the button to register the account, I always just recommend that, just go and browse through our terms of service, but not really uAfrica ones. The most important terms of service is the courier ones, right? Because remember that at the end of the day, these guys are the ones that are handling your parcels. So we actually tried on our side to summarize or to compile what you need to know in terms of using the couriers And hence, even we have pages on uAfrica website that you can just go and just see what the courier can, for instance, insure, what they don't allow you to insure and all that. So now going back to signing up, and the terms of service can be something that you can do any other day. But then since we want to ship now, we're going to go and say register. That's where the system is going to now take you to what we call a uAfrica dashboard. Okay. The uAfrica dashboard, it'll look like my dashboard here, the one that is currently on your screen now. So it's an empty dashboard. We don't have orders, we don't have nothing we fulfilled yet. I mean, even if I go to orders, the system will even prompt me to go and add the sender address. Now, the sender address is your collection address. Okay, so on the uAfrica dashboard, just like any other system, really, if it's still new, you will need to set it up in a way that it will work best for you. In that way, with the uAfrica dashboard, for it to work, you definitely need to have a collection address or collection details so the system can use that information to generate quotations for you. Without the collection details and the shipping address, then you won't be able to generate quotations on uAfrica dashboard. So by saying that, there are just two main things that one needs to do when you first sign up on uAfrica is to add your collection address and to add your channel. Channel can be the online store or video buy. I mean, even if you don't have a channel, it's still okay because the system, you will see, even if I go back to orders, it allows me to create an order there. That is just the manual orders. That's the only way we will be able to get the shipping address onto the system. Okay, so but then to start, all you need to do is just to go say, create a sender address. In case you are a marketplace or you are drop shipping, you have multiple addresses that you want the courier to go collect from, definitely you can use the uAfrica dashboard for those kind of collections and deliveries, where the courier will go directly to your supplier, collect an item, and ship it directly to your customer. Most importantly, you are able to set up your account in a way that the customer will not see the shipping, the collection details, which it'll be your supplier details in that case. So now going back to the address name, it's for your identification. No one really sees the address name other than you fulfilling order on uAfrica dashboard. And then here we have a field where it says address search. It's quite cool because if your address is there already on the Google Maps, you can just go and search it, select it, and the system will automatically populate your fields with your address. And then if you don't have, okay, cool. Ella, I got your question there. Right, just your question, can we link to WooCommerce store on one uAfrica account? Correct, you can add even 10 WooCommerce store. You can add WooCommerce stores and Shopify stores, multiple stores. Definitely you will be able to do that and synchronize products between all your online stores. Okay. I will also explain that in more detail when I show you how to add a sales channel onto your uAfrica dashboard. But thank you for that. Keep those questions coming. And then here with the contact person, but before I jump to the contact person, I just wanted to mention that if your address is not there on the Google Maps, you are welcome to just hit the link here to say manually enter the address, and the system will expand those fields where you can add the collection details manually. Contact person, very important. It needs to be someone who will be aware of the courier collection. In case the courier would want to call them before collecting the parcel, could be that they want the directions or they want to know what time to collect the parcel, then it needs to be someone who will be able to assist the courier. Okay, company name, always going to be your company name because you would want that when we send the shipping notification or tracking details to your customer, you also have your company name there. Something that I mentioned that we do at the first when I was setting up the account. And then yeah, telephone number, email address. And then we have advanced settings there. Okay, if I click on the advanced setting, the first option there I see there's delivery instruction, collection instruction. So I just wanted to quickly discuss these two options. So now on each address. So you can have a default delivery instructions. I mean, if you don't always want to change those instructions, you can definitely go and type the default one here. Delivery instruction is mostly going to be printed on the shipping label. So the driver can be able to see the instructions there. Collection instructions is just between you and the courier company. So this works best if maybe you have an invoice or you probably want to give courier more details about the collection, because most of the time we get missed collections, because then when the courier get to the supplier side, you'll find that the supplier does not know what to give the courier. And also the courier, they don't know what to collect. They just know that they need to go collect from the certain address. You know, so if you have invoice numbers that you need to the courier to present at the collection point, that's where you can add those the details there. But then, as I've mentioned, these two fields, they are default ones. So which means then when you fulfill the order, we also have fields where you can actually change the instructions anytime you want to change it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So here we have shipping label email. Again, the shipping label email will go with having multiple addresses because then you will not be able to hand over the parcel with the shipping label when the courier collect the parcel. So now, hence now we have the shipping label email, whereby you can add in your warehouse email address there, or even the supplier's email address. So whenever you get an order, you fulfill the order, the system is going to now send the shipping label to this email address, and you can also just include a packing slip so they know what they need to pack. It's important to get or to send the shipping labels to the supplier or to the collection point, because without the label, the system will not be able to track the parcel. And most of the couriers here that we have on uAfrica dashboard, if you don't have uAfrica shipping labels, then they might not even collect the parcel. So now, hence now here, you need to make sure that your warehouse guys, your sellers, or anyone who will be handing the parcel to the courier, they already have the shipping label at that time. So collection time, I mean, you can determine your own collection time, but there it's 8 to 4, which is the normal office hours. And then we have scheduled collection requests. So if maybe you've disabled automated requests for a courier, the system can do that for you at certain time. So again, I did mention that we white label the whole fulfillment to your company branding. So there we go. You can add your company logo, which I think it actually looks cool when someone receiving the emails with your company logo, and also the shipping labels that you will be able to print on the uAfrica dashboard will also bear your company logo. Okay, so now once you're done adding the sender address, which is the collection details, you will hit the button to say save address. And then once you've done that, you will go to your orders, and the system will just ask you to now to create an order or to add your online store, so you can sync your orders from the online store to uAfrica dashboard. So with customer details like their email, their phone numbers, their shipping address. But again, as I've mentioned, if you don't have an online store or you still want to use the uAfrica dashboard, but the order it did not come from through your online store, you can still create that order manually. Okay, but for now, I will just be showing you guys how to add your sales channel, which is the online store or any channel or any platform that you use to get orders from. Those are called the sales channels here on uAfrica dashboard. So now currently we have 4 main channels that we build the integration to, so our merchants don't have to worry about coding and integrating if they want to integrate to our dashboard. So there I will start with Shopify, since it's the first one on the list. So now to add Shopify, the only thing you need to do here really is put in your Shopify store URL, you know, the one that you see when you log into your Shopify store. You put the URL there, and then you tick the button grant access. And once you click the button grant access, then the system is going to sync orders, only open orders. Please keep that in mind. If you have open orders not fulfilled yet, they will automatically be pulled to uAfrica dashboard with customer details. The second thing that we pull to uAfrica dashboard is the product. All right, with products, then it's just where if it's optional though. If you want to use the multi-channel feature, that's where you can be able to sync your products from your online store, which can be on Shopify or WooCommerce, to other channels like BidObuy and PriceCheck. Though BidObuy and PriceCheck, these are the two big marketplaces here in South Africa. I'm sure you guys are already aware of these two platforms. But then with BidObuy, you will see that you will be able to actually get orders from BidObuy directly, because BidObuy customers can transact and pay BidObuy for the order. So now that order will also be able to pull back to uAfrica dashboard with customer details again. So you can still use uAfrica dashboard to fulfill and ship to that customer. And also the system will synchronize your inventory so you do not oversell. Synchronizing inventory, I mean that if you have a one item, it's on your online store, which can be on Shopify or WooCommerce, and it's also going to be on your channel, can be BidObuy. If someone buys an item on your online store, then it's going to be out of stock on other channels, can be BidObuy. You also have a way to sync your products from Shopify and WooCommerce, so the system is going to just always make sure you do not oversell. Okay. BidObuy, to add BidObuy is as easy as just logging into your existing BidObuy account or creating a new BidObuy account. So from there, you will then see your products will sync from your online store to BidObuy. PriceCheck is a price comparison platform, works differently to BidObuy. There, the system is just going to generate a fit file for you. Once you have an account with PriceCheck, that's the first thing that it will ask you, is that the fit file, it's the fit URL. So you will be able to use uAfrica dashboard to generate that, and then send it to them. Whenever they pull that to their, or they sync that to their platform, then your products are going to be visible on PriceCheck. Now, customers will go search the product on PriceCheck. If they get attracted by your image of a product, they will click on it from PriceCheck website, and then PriceCheck is going to redirect them back to your online store to buy from there. And then from there, they take 220 from your account, because they charge per click. Last time I checked, it was 220. I know they also have different rates based on where you want to display your product. Okay, so WooCommerce, which is the last one that we actually have here on the uAfrica dashboard. So now with that, it's a bit different from Shopify, because then with WooCommerce, we have a plugin that activates, shipping rates at the checkout page of your store. But yes, to pull orders and products from your online store, you need to go and generate the API keys from your WooCommerce store and copy the keys, paste on uAfrica side, and then grant us access. If you just want to see or know how to get the keys from your WooCommerce dashboard, definitely we have instructions there that one can use. Once you have the stuff, copy, paste, grant access, and again, similar to Shopify, the system is going to pull orders and products from your online store to uAfrica dashboard. Okay, so then again, you'll see whenever you add a channel, it was going to be displayed there. So for now, I will just navigate back to my the account that I normally use for my online demos, so everyone can see now what will be a change once you've added your channel, once you start getting orders, and also I'll be able to create a manual order on this dashboard so everyone can see how to do that. Okay, so now the only question I got there in terms of adding the multi-channel, or rather adding a channel, was that can one add multiple channels on uAfrica dashboard? Yes, correct. You can add, let's say, my store here is actually on on Shopify, but even if you have WooCommerce, it's still the same, really. So I can even go and add more and more channels if I want. I can go and add another Shopify store. I can go and just add a WooCommerce store. Okay, I hope that answers your question. And from there, as I've mentioned, as long as you have orders from your online store, you will see they will always pull to uAfrica dashboard, and immediately the system is going to generate quotation based on the collection details that you've loaded when you first created your account. and the weight of the parcel. Okay, one sensitive issue in terms of actually being an e-commerce merchant, it's just how do you set up a shipping rate that in a way that both you and the customer will both be satisfied, which means then you don't overcharge them for shipping rates, and yet you don't undercharge them for shipping rates. And hence now that's when we introduced the shipping rate plugin or feature. And again, when I go to Shopify store, everyone will be able to see how the plugin works. And I also have a WooCommerce dashboard from one of the customers here that I can just quickly go and show you guys if you have a WooCommerce store, how this can be set up on your site. Okay, so now the next step is just to go to the Shopify store. I will create an order from there so everyone can just see how the order gets pulled to uAfrica. And once the order is there, I will start to fulfill them. So now here, and again, we can also just see from my previous demos on how the system works. I mean, you see here, it says exception, there's a problem. It means then me as a merchant and an account owner on the uAfrica side, I can actually even see the whereabouts of my customer's parcel. If there's any problem, I can go and track that and see what happened with my customer's parcel. See, so now, and again, it shows it's a new order. It came through, that was on the 15th. That's cool. Now the system already shows us how much the customer paid, and then how much uAfrica dashboard is generating quotation for you. So here we have Donwin. I mean, you can go and select other courier rates if you want. But before I show you guys how to play around with quotations, I just want to go and create an order here where now you can see me as a customer now. Okay, a customer will go to your online store. I mean, it can be your Shopify store or WooCommerce. It's fine because I mean the features are more or less the same. So the customer will see an item, they will buy it, and from there, heck, they might even leave notes for you. Say, call me when delivering the parcel. Okay. All right, so now say I'm happy with my option. I'm gonna go to the checkout page where on the next page, now I need to fill in my shipping details. From here, based on my shipping details, which obviously will have to determine my whereabouts, so the system will now be able to generate shipping rates for me. Okay, so here in South Africa, the courier companies looks at the postal code. The second thing that the system will also look at is the weight of the parcel. Okay, so now I can actually just say, okay, right, continue to shipping. Let's see now how much I get charged for delivery. All right, so we have economy door-to-door for 69 bucks, which is great. And I also have standard shipping for 99 rand. Okay, so this is where now I get to explain in terms of how this shipping rate thing works. Because I mean, this rate here is pulling from uAfrica dashboard. Okay, and I will show everyone why that rate is pulling from, or rather I say it's pulling from uAfrica dashboard. So now on uAfrica, we have the third feature, all right? It's called the shipping rate. So if you use Shopify, all right, immediately once you install the uAfrica app on your Shopify store, this is going to be available for you to activate or leave it as it is. Okay, it's just the one way of overriding Shopify shipping settings, because currently Shopify, they do give you shipping settings, but the shipping settings on Shopify are limited to a province, all right? Which means then you can work out a flat rate for ship anywhere in the country, but I understand now it's getting better because at least currently you can set up shipping rates based on the radius or postal code, but only in your local area. So for main center guys, like if you were to ship from Johannesburg or Gauteng to Western Cape, the system will not be able to single out like if it's a main center delivery or regional delivery. And that's when now uAfrica dashboard and the courier system, they look at the postal code, all right, which means then in one province, you can have all the three main zones that the courier have. So courier companies, they have local, all right? I'm sure most of you guys already know this, that even there is a different between the charges between local, main center, and regional. Okay, so now local is going to be 50 kilometers radius around the collection address. So you will be able to even see on your side that courier actually charges you a bit cheaper than if you were to deliver a parcel from Gauteng to maybe Western Cape or any other province. But then with the main centers, even if that is the case, you are shipping from Gauteng to Cape Town, then you'll be able to see the rates, though, are not as good as the local rates, but you will be able to see that, okay, it's still rates that are still affordable. It makes sense. Now, the other thing with courier companies is that they don't look at a distance. They don't take distance into consideration at all. So they just look at the postal code. So hence I mentioned that shipping a parcel from Cape Town to Johannesburg, it's the same to if you were to ship the parcel from Cape Town to Durban or Cape Town to PE, as long as it's a main city, then it's a main center. The last one, which is a bit tricky, it's regional zone. Regional zone, again, it's tricky because courier they like all other zones. Couriers, they also look at the postal code, but then the areas that are included under regional can be tricky because even the townships, which most of them, they are just few kilometers away from the metro area, they still fall under regional zone. So you'll see that the couriers are going to charge you a bit more than even if maybe, let's say, you use Alexandra as an example. Someone who's in Alexandra Township and someone's in Sentin, which is just few cases, even a street away from each other, then they will pay a huge difference in terms of shipping rates because the Alex customer will pay regional, but yet the Sentin customer will pay a local. So now, as you can see, but the only way for system to be able to determine that the customer is in Alexandra is by putting in a postal code. So now with this option, you have two options that you can set up or you can charge customers at the checkout page of your store. So we have what we call the fixed rate. So you see here this fixed rate. Fixed rate, it allows you to still charge customers based on the postal code and the weight of the parcel. With this, even more, you can even use the price of the order. Okay, so let's say you say if you buy for more than $500, then it's free shipping. Less than that, then you pay for shipping rate. So those are the options that you can set up if you use the fixed rate. But then with the fixed rate, you need to determine how much you want to charge customers when they check out from your online store. This is now different to the other option, and that's a real-time rate option. So with the real-time rate option, we already have the three normal, service levels that one can get from the courier companies. We have economy, they have overnight, and they also have same day. See, and yet you have an option to disable some of these options on your side, because remember that if you don't have a parcel or product with you, if you have a parcel, okay. So Ella, you asked a question there. I will come back to you and respond. But yes, if I were to just quickly answer your question, the answer is yes. Townships are more expensive because they fall under regional zone. Okay. So with these service levels, you'll be able to activate them and deactivate some of them. As I was about to explain that, sometimes you'll find that you don't have products with you. In that case, you don't really have a control that you can get the parcel to the customer on the next day or same day delivery. In that case, then what will work best for you is just a normal economy. With that, you can set up that in a way that the system can charge customers based on any of these courier rates, or you can just select to say give the customer the cheapest rate from all three couriers. The rate name, it's just for you. You can change it. I mean, in my case, it's economy door to door. This is what the customer will see at the checkout page. I can change that to, let's say, standard shipping. I mean, standard standard door-to-door delivery, and exactly that's what the customers are going to see at the checkout page. With this option, also you're able to determine the lead times. All right, the lead time, again, the lead time can also just put a bit of pressure on you, because when the customer checks out, now they will be able to see estimated arrival date. If you don't want customers to get angry, yes, I would just recommend that you hide that option. But if you have stock, you're confident that definitely you will always be on time in terms of your deliveries, then you can go and then adjust your lead time days and then show that option for your customers at the checkout page. Okay, so one thing that is that the real-time rate feature have, which the fixed rate feature doesn't have, is the insurance part. Okay, with this one, the real-time rate option, you'll be able to offer customer to opt in for insurance. If they want to insure their shipments, they can do that. And also you have a normal rate that, if there's no insurance, opt in there. Or you can, choose both. Only insured options, which obviously is going to be a bit more expensive, because then the parcels are insured, and the system calculates that based on the total weight of the product or the order, okay, which is 2% from that. All right. Then the handling fee and the handling, that can be set up based on the percentage or rent value. So this is just an extra fee that you'll add on top of what the couriers are charging your customers at the checkout page. Reality is that the courier is actually not charging me 130, they're only charging me 110. But if I go and say handling fee of $20, then the customer will see 130 at the checkout page. Again, as I've mentioned, you can set up based on a percentage and or rent value. All right. So now to disable and enable some of these service levels, you can go and do it that right there. So disable or enable. In my case, I only enabled one option, which is economy door to door, and hence here I have economy door to door. All right. So now the standard shipping, if the reason why I actually wanted to also display the standard shipping is that if you use Shopify, I did mention that for us to override Shopify shipping settings with postal code, you will need to have this activated onto your Shopify account. Okay, by default, it's under advanced Shopify plan, but you do not have to be there because even if you're on a basic Shopify plan, you can still contact Shopify. Just ask them that you want this activated on your account, and they will give you options like if you pay extra $20 on top of your subscription fee, they will enable it for you. The other one is that if you pay your subscription annually, then they will still activate the feature or the feature for you for free. So once you have that, then you can go to uAfrica dashboard and then activate it onto your account. You will see if you don't have that enabled now and you've installed uAfrica app, when you try to enable the plugin or the feature here, it's going to give you an error message to say you need to contact Shopify so they can enable the third-party calculated shipping rate feature on your account. Okay, so once this is activated, then you can definitely use uAfrica shipping rate, real-time rate or fixed rate to charge customer at the checkout page. If not, it's still the same, it's still okay. As I've mentioned, Shopify still provides you with shipping settings. You can still work out like a flat rate and set it up directly to your Shopify store. But with a flat rate, you'll know that you will win some, you will lose some. But at the end of the day, when you check your report, you need to find that there is at least a balance between you, what you pay in your courier, and what the customers are paying you on the other hand. Okay, so now for WooCommerce, great. You don't have to pay anyone for to get the extra feature on your WooCommerce site. So one thing that you need to do is just to install your WooCommerce on uAfrica and then go to your plugins page, search for uAfrica shipping. Once you've installed uAfrica shipping, then you can go and activate it. So already WooCommerce, it already has that third-party calculated shipping plugin there. So here, I mean, I can just go and say, enable the rates from uAfrica, or I can just, again, similar to Shopify, I can set up my rates directly on my online store if I just want to work out with the flat rate. Okay, the flat rate works mostly if your items are quite small. If your items can fit inside the courier bag, mostly then the flat rate is the best way to go. But if your items differs from 1 gram to 100 kgs, then it's the best way to see if you cannot have this activated, so so you don't lose out in terms of the shipping rate at the end of the day. I hope that makes sense. Let me just check if there's any questions. Yeah, okay, the question there is does the handling fee come to me as the owner? Correct. The handling fee and the shipping rate, they all come to you. And then, I mean, from there, you will then pay the courier on the site what they charge you. If the customer pay 99 Rand, the courier charging you 50 Rand, the 49 Rand, it's all yours. So then that is just how it currently works. So from here, I can maybe go and say, let's say you did not activate this fancy feature on your side. I'm just gonna go with the standard shipping so everyone can see the difference there. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Please feel free to ask a question if you have any. So from here, the customer will then accept the quotation or the shipping rate and go and say, complete the order. Okay, and that's when now you will receive a notification to say someone just purchased from your online store. And if you know that the item is ready, you already have a parcel with you, can immediately go to uAfrica dashboard and start fulfilling the order from here. Because I mean, if you can see, the order is already there. So it just takes about a few seconds. But again, in good days to get the order there. Sometimes it might take a few more minutes depending on the number of orders we receive on the uAfrica side. But most cases, you'll just see it's just seconds and the order is already there with customer details. And I can see customer paid 99 Rand. Here, Donwin is offering me 49. I mentioned that I can just click here to go and select a different rate if I want to use a different courier or different service level. Or and then again, the system allows me to adjust my parcel weight, because remember that parcel weight also affects your shipping quotations. So now if you have accurate quotations, accurate information on uAfrica dashboard, then you will be sure that the quotation that you see there, then they are accurate quotations. So now you see now, since I have adjusted my weight from 1 kg to 10 kgs, the Donwin is no longer the cheapest courier. Now we have the courier guy there with local overnight flyer. This is just how it works, because then if I know that indeed my parcel is actually 10 kg, then I know that that is the right courier to use. But if I just fulfill the order with 1 kg, then Donwin would have collected the parcel. They were going to deliver the parcel, but the final charge was not going to be 49 Rand. It was going to be 91 Rand, which that's where, again, you will see that, okay, but why there's a difference between what I saw in uAfrica and my final charge is because the information that you add there really, if you can give the system accurate information, then you can expect accurate output. Okay, so now I just click the button, more shipment option. Here I can actually, before I go and show you the quotation page, I can click on fulfill and ship right away, just on our main page. See, can just hit the button to say fulfill and ship, and the system will just fulfill my order. But just for the session's sake, I want to show you guys more options on what one can do with the uAfrica dashboard. All right, so you can also click on more shipment option button to go inside what you call a quotation page. In a quotation page, you'll be able to also even see customer notes. Heck, I didn't see it at the first time on the orders main page, probably because there's no space to add all the order notes on the main page. Hence now, to get more details about your order, you need to click to go inside of it and see what's happening there. So I did mention that with multi-location feature, the system will allow you to select the collection address just right there to say where do you wanna to send the courier to collect from. I have a few of my addresses. I can select any if I want, but then before I do that, I just want to go and confirm the orders. The quotations there. So as everyone can see that the codes are still there. The courier guy is still an Internet Express. These two are still the cheapest guys. That's fine. But then what if I go and choose a different collection address? This one is a Cape Town one. All right. Immediately you'll see that if you change anything, if you change the address, if you change the weight, the system will keep on prompting you to refresh quotations because it depends on the information that you add to generate new quotations. Now the rates are adjusted from 50 Rand to 95 Rand to 60. So this is just an example of difference between a local delivery and the main center delivery. Okay, so now the second section, we have parcel dimensions, all right? Now here you can go and add your parcel details like the volumetric weight of the parcel, like the length, width, and height. But with uAfrica dashboard, when we pull the order from your online store, if you have product weight, which is very important because without the weight on your product, then customers are not going to pay you the right shipping rate. So now with that, if customer buys, let's say I have 2 items and they both 5 kgs, the system will pull that and will charge that as a 10 kg parcel to your customer. So if now the weight is correct, it's indeed 10 kgs, by actual weight, you took a parcel, you scanned it, and it showed you that it's 10 kg. Then great, you can put 10 kg here, and you can expect that these quotations are actually accurate. Okay, and then, but if then you go and also measure your box, let's say you say length times width times height, divide by 4,000. So now what I just mentioned now is the formula that the courier uses to determine the volumetric weight of your parcel. So it's length by width by height, you divide that by 4,000, and then that's what you're gonna get. That's when you're gonna get your volumetric weight of your parcel. All right. So now, again, the system will also charge you based on the highest between the two. Just like the courier companies, they will still take your parcel, they will put it into their stock machine, they will confirm the weight, and if the weights are different from what you gave them, they will charge you different from what you saw in uAfrica when you fulfill the order. So just for an example, right? So I'm going to adjust my dimensions there. So well, hopefully there will be more than 10 kgs if you multiply them. Correct. So they are, because then I can see here that courier 8 changed the rate. The other couriers, just that they have flat rate up to certain weight, especially for local deliveries. So hence you will always see courier guy for 50 bucks for a flyer bag. But the other couriers, you'll see that since I changed the dimensions, then they actually adjusted their quotation. So this is now to show you that if dimensions are higher than the actual weight, then the system will still charge you based on the volumetric weight. Okay, so I've changed my weight to 1. See, still 100 bucks, it did not change for other couriers because now it's looking at the dimensions. But if I go back to flyer bag and put here to say maybe 15 or 10 kg, it's going to ignore the flyer bag dimensions and only charge me based on the 15 kg. So that is just how the system works. I hope that actually makes sense. Hence, when I do webinars or demos, I always recommend that, since this is the same way as the courier charges, obviously when they deliver your parcel, rather use the same formula to set up your product and product weight onto your online store. Just work out between the two weights to see which one is the highest between the two. So if the actual weight of your product is higher than the volumetric weight, then in your website or your channel, you need to make sure that it's the highest number onto your weight field, because the system only looks at the weight field. Even if you've added your dimensions, like WooCommerce, yes, it allows you to put in dimensions, but WooCommerce looks at the weight, total weight, to generate shipping rates for your customers. Okay, so again, similar with if your volumetric rate, the volumetric weight of your parcel, if it's higher than the actual weight, then you need to use that volumetric weight as a weight, because then you would want the customer to be charged based on that. At the end of the day, that's how the couriers are going to charge you once they deliver the parcel. Okay, so now, Barak, before I continue to the third section, I just want to check your questions there. You mentioned that you have different vendors signing up on WooCommerce. So you do have a marketplace with different shipping addresses, obviously. Okay, so now, all right, so now you're asking if will they be added automatically on the uAfrica dashboard or not. So now it goes, so there's a difference between your sellers. Your sellers, you can see them as your suppliers if you have marketplace, all right? If you have people selling their product on your website, so you can see them as sellers. So you will need to add each seller's address whenever you sign up a new seller. You need to add their address here, add their details. So whenever you want the courier to go collect the parcels from there, you will just select it from here. Okay. Other than that, your customers or whoever goes to your marketplace to buy a product, they will only just go, it's just one address. So that order is going to be synced to your Africa dashboard with your customer's address. So that is the automated side of thing. But then in terms of the collection details, you definitely need to go and add that manually. Okay, I hope I've answered your question. So now going back to our order, we were about to get into our quotations here, which really it's as easy as you have the cheapest rate here. You can select from the cheapest or the fastest service level, obviously, and then all is just quotation from all couriers with their different service levels. Okay. And then the fourth section, which is the last one, that's where you can be able to go in and you show your items if you want. I mentioned that the insurance is currently 2% the value of your product or value of an order. So if you go and add that, you'll see that the shipping rates are going to be adjusted, because then the system needs to add the 2% for the insurance. Shipping label sizes, we have different ones. We also have areas where couriers will add a surcharge, like embassy, townships, not all the townships. Shopping mall, only if now the courier has to book a delivery with the receiving department of the store. But if now the driver just needs to walk in to deliver the parcel, then they don't add any surcharges to your shipping. Collection instructions, I did mention that we also have another collection instruction field where you can just quickly put it. This one is really per order, but the other default one, it's per collection address, which means that on the collection address, it's always going to be sent to the courier. And then this one, it's only going to be sent if you go and type it there. So between me and the courier, I'm going to tell them to say, do not collect, because this is a test order. All right. The customer will never see this, and only what goes under delivery instructions. So, I see here, call me when delivering the parcel. It's not every time where now it's about the delivery. Sometimes the customer can mention something about the parcel itself. You don't have to copy the notes at all. But if it's to do with the delivery, you can click the link here and the system will automatically populate the field with the instructions. The only thing left is just to really select the code and say fulfill and ship. Please keep in mind that I went through the whole quotation page just so you can see the options that you have on uAfrica dashboard. But really, to fulfill the order, you are welcome to just fulfill it directly on the uAfrica homepage without going and selecting each courier. I mean, we also have a way to filter your orders. And you can add your filter to filter your order to say order status new. And you can also add maybe the payment status to say you only want to work with paid orders. And we have what we call a bulk fulfillment. For those who get bulk orders or maybe who manages 100 orders a day, you can definitely use this option where it'll tell you that you can bulk fulfill. Unfortunately, my shipping limit rate doesn't allow me to fulfill all these orders, but if you have enough shipping limit, the system will generate 50 orders or will fulfill 50 orders and generate 50 shipping labels all at the same time and notify 50 customers because that's what the system does for you. So here I fulfill the order. You can even, you as a merchant, you can go back and see if it's done. I mean, I can see it here, it says pending collection, which is great. I just need to pack the item, make sure that when the courier comes to collect it, it's ready. So you'll see that here it's also generated the shipping label. So this is how it looks like. This is the A5 label size. You see it's 2 pages. I mean, if you don't want that, especially if you drop shipping, you can use A6 label. A6 label, it does not display the collection details. So this is just what's going to be sent to your supplier. All right, so you can just cut this to have 4 copies of a label because that's what the courier needs currently to collect the parcel. One, it's a proof of collection. Make sure that they send on a copy. That's your copy. You need to hold that tight. The courier driver will take 3 with the parcel. One can be stick to the box or to the parcel, and can give him 2 single shipping labels to go with the parcel. And then on the other hand, the customer will also receive notification coming from you to say, now the order is being fulfilled. See, shipping update from uAfrica demo account, pending collection. No need to worry about that because yes, of course, the courier hasn't collected the parcel yet. But once they collect the parcel, then the system will keep on notifying the customer with different statuses to say the parcel is out for delivery in transit until it gets delivered to your customer. And the great thing about uAfrica dashboard is, you know, all the notifications we send to the customer, you can go and edit them if you want. But for now, it's really what the customer needs in terms of knowing where the parcel is. But yet again, as I've mentioned, you can go and edit those if you want. Email notification is just the stages. When do you want the customer to be notified? Here, the customer is the receiver, you are the sender. I mean, fulfillment created, collected by the courier. All these activities, whenever the courier scans the shipping label, the system will keep on sending these tracking details to the customer. Okay. Currently, this great platform unfortunately works for local deliveries, but we are indeed looking for international shipping partners. So in the future, we will definitely be able to handle international orders. But for now, we only doing orders within South African borders. Okay, for international orders, actually, you can still track your order. I mean, with all these customized shipping label, I mean, not shipping labels, but email notifications. Let's say you have a customer that bought from you, they're in USA. You can go, I mean, that order is still put to uAfrica dashboard, but then you will not treat it as the local one. Instead of fulfilling the order, which again, the system will still not even allow you to do so, you can click on the order number and say tracking only, all right? So tracking only, I mean, we have courier companies like DHL, Aramex, and all these other couriers that you can think of. Even Fastway, South Africa, it's here. Hey, if you wanna use post office, heck, you can go for it. It's there also. So as long as they give you the tracking reference, you can put the tracking reference here and say fulfill order. So, and then whenever that courier scans the tracking number, the system will again keep on notifying your customer with tracking details, even though it's an international delivery. Okay, so that is that's the bit that we currently do for international orders on uAfrica dashboard. All right, so now that the customer received the notification, they know that we are working on their item. We also have the shipping label printed here. The only thing that we need to do from here is just to wait for the courier to come and collect the parcel, because uAfrica dashboard already notified them to do so. So if I were to call the courier guy now and give them this reference number, which I don't have to because this number is coming from their system. So I know that definitely they did receive the collection request. So the only thing that I need to do is just to wait for the courier to come and collect, and that's just how the fulfillment works on uAfrica dashboard. Okay, so now I already believe I've answered some of the questions that are here. Okay, now Beryl, that's a good question. That's where we're jumping in now to the billing side of the thing on uAfrica dashboard. I mean, we see that here already for uAfrica 379. And when you first sign up, we give you a shipping limit of 200 Rand. When you pick a plan, the 200 Rand is going to be increased to 500 Rand. But tell you what, you don't have to pick a plan because you want the shipping limit to be increased. What you can do is, while you're still on a trial account, you can go and fill in your billing details on your uAfrica dashboard. You can add your card if you want, or once you fill in the billing details, use the system, and then from there, I mean, you can always just send an email to support@uafrica.com and request the shipping limit increase. Okay, so we open to increase your shipping limit. I mean, obviously based on your payment histories. If you're already dealing with any of the courier companies that we have, or even any courier really, and you have your monthly statements, you want us to put in like a 10,000, 20,000, well, we don't stop you from just letting us know so we can arrange that onto your account. So the shipping limit, it's just 200 Rand while you're still on trial, if you're not yet sure that you want to use uAfrica dashboard. But after that, we are open to increase your limit to suit your the number of orders you fulfill per month. Okay, from here, in terms of the billing, again, you will be able to go and see each invoice. You know, whenever you pay for shipping rates, the system will generate an invoice for you, which again, you can always go and see per each transaction, because we have a detailed breakdown per each invoice on uAfrica dashboard. And then the other cool report that I want to show you guys is this one here. Okay, going back a bit to now charging the customers for shipping rates compared to what the couriers are going to charge you. So here is my account, and I use a standard shipping. You see, currently I charge customers 99 Rand. System has been charging me different rates so far, which is great. That's the position I want to find myself in. Obviously, once the final charges comes back, if the final charges are different from these rates, then I need to maybe just check it out to see how much the difference between the two. If I saw 60 bucks, but the final charge is 150 or 250, then I need to definitely look at that order and confirm why is the difference that much. Sometimes it can be that the weight, when the courier scans the weight, they saw that the difference between the weight. Sometimes you'll see 65 Rand, but then when the courier delivers a parcel, they only charge you 50 Rand. Again, the system will reverse the difference back to your account. Here, I mean, it's possible to even have positive if maybe the courier have been overcharging you based on the estimate, because the final charge will then reverse the rate back to your account. Okay, so now, Barrett, I hope I've answered your question there in terms of how the payment works. Then from there, apart from the shipping rates, if you have uAfrica account, you will also be paying subscription. A monthly subscription is not a contract, it's a month-to-month. So you'll be able to also upgrade your account anytime, and even downgrading if maybe you're not getting enough orders on that day. So here you can start with the bronze plan, which is the most popular one. And whenever you're about to reach your 250 orders, the system will always prompt you to say, you're about to reach your number of orders. Now it's time for you to upgrade to the next plan. If you upgrade or when you choose to upgrade, you're not going to pay $799. You're going to pay pro rata, which what's left of the month. I mean, today is the 17th of June. You're not going to pay $799. You'll probably pay around $300 or $400. Okay. And then with difference between all this plan is that, I mean, we have different features like how many people you can add into your account or they can have access to your account. The rates, I mean, someone who's in a bronze plan see better rates than someone in the blue. And so goes for someone who's a gold plan who will see better rates than any of these other guys. So now, which means then the more you get orders and use the uAfrica dashboard, the better rates you will get. So, but then it also doesn't make sense really to be on a gold plan and only fulfill 20 orders per month. Unless if those orders are big ones, then it does make sense. Okay, so and then also just with the uAfrica dashboard while I'm here, the system does allow you to create returns. You can always just go back and cancel the shipment. I mean, to create a return, you click on the order number, create a return, it will just reverse the whole shipping process where the courier will go collect from your customers and ship back to you. But then make sure that if you charge customer for returns, they paid you before you fulfill the order on your uAfrica dashboard, because whenever you fulfill the order here, you are the one who will be liable to pay for this shipping. Okay, so now let me just check if there are any orders. I understand now the time is up, but I'm still here. Should you guys have any questions, please feel free to start asking questions. And if maybe you want to go back to this video, I'm also open or to send you guys the recording of this webinar. And if you just want to join the next one again, I mean, directly on uAfrica website, you go under help. We have uAfrica webinar. You can sign up for the next one. So for now, that's about it on my side. I will just be taking questions if there are any. Ella, I see you still on the line. Do you have any questions on your side?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
So I just have a quick question, and I don't know if you covered it. I apologize if I missed it. So
okay.
if we have a WooCommerce store and it goes through PayFast, the customer, of course, pays through PayFast. The payment, once it's done, will reflect on the uAfrica side?
That is correct, yes. So the payment, you'll see the order will always say paid. You see here it says pending because our payment method is manual payment. But, you know, it will also say just pending. I mean, paid if it's a PayFast payment.
Okay, but then the ones... because we do also offer a deposit option. So that one I'll have to come in and say paid myself.
Correct. Once you confirm that the customer paid, you have proof of payment, then you can go and then you can just click on the order itself and just mark it as paid. See?
Okay.
You can mark as partially paid, you can mark as paid, and you can do all that on your uAfrica dashboard.
Okay. And then when do you think you guys might have some international options? Do you guys have a sort of a ETA?
With that, we don't yet. And I will tell you now that, you know, the demand, we don't think the demand is yet to that point. And, you know, we were also busy trying to integrate one of the international courier before this COVID thing started. Then we paused a bit on that. But definitely we will, once we have that going again, we will shout about it. In terms of the time, I don't want to lie to you.
Okay. Now I'm surprised you say there's no demand. The circles I sort of work in, there's a lot of demand. The problem is that it's small packages, one up to maximum 5 kilos.
Right.
And the current couriers are extremely expensive.
Yes. So most guys here, or most of our merchants, what they've done is they've deactivated international shipping on their side because they're not offering it. So whenever we go and just try to pull the international orders, just to see if how many international orders we get, it's getting there, but not
Okay.
really. It could
Okay, I'm
be
with
just
you.
the merchants that we have on uAfrica side, but yes, we see that there will definitely be an increase on that, obviously.
Yeah. Just a quick one is I don't know about the other merchants, but we, for example, also deal on Etsy, and there's a
Okay.
lot of demand on Etsy from like Europe, just for your info. So, and then yes, then they want to know how we ship, and the cheapest at the moment would be for very small packages under a kilo using EMS, which
Oh.
relies sometimes on the post office. And once they hear that, then they tune us, no, thank you very much. That's the end of the conversation.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's the way. That's the thing with post office, because
Yeah.
EMS is not post office. Yeah, some they
Okay.
know they might not even get their parcels. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but we are trying to get a courier that will, it for us it's always about the pricing, the rates that we
Yes.
offer our customers. But yeah, most of the international shipping guys, the rates there, it's yeah hefty.
Yeah, they're bad. Okay, but thank you. That was all I needed to know. I've actually managed to do one shipment through uAfrica. It took me a bit of a learning curve, but I was very pleasantly surprised how quickly it was picked up and how quickly it was delivered. So I'm quite
Great.
impressed with your system. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Ola. And
Thank you very much.
for the time. Barrett, I see you still online there. For me, you probably do have questions. Please feel free to talk to me.
Yes, I don't think I have much. It's more just now about implementing and then seeing how it actually works, the flow basically.
Correct.
So I think once I actually have, that's why I asked in the chat, that is there someone I can speak to then afterwards once I implement uAfrica, just to talk me through everything again. But yeah, for now I don't have anything. It is a great platform from what I can see. I've gone through it as well, so I'll definitely be using you guys. It's just now a matter of setting up everything,
Yes.
and taking it from there.
Great. Yeah. Look, when once you are all set up, you are welcome to just give us a quick shout. I mean, have you created the trial account already or not yet?
So not yet. I'll probably do it within today.
Okay.
Within
Cool.
today.
So now, as long as you haven't shipped with the trial, maybe you're still setting up your online store, you're still getting your stuff ready. You can still play around with the dashboard. If you haven't shipped and your trial is about to expire, let us know so we can increase or reactivate your trial account. See, I would want you to actually use it while it's still on trial, so you see how it works before you pay subscription.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds perfect.
Awesome. And you can just give us a call, and then someone, even telephonically, because if you have a dashboard, they can just show you how to fulfill an order. And yeah, off you go.
Perfect. That sounds good.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Aubrey.
Great. Thank you guys for taking the time to attend the uAfrica shipping webinar. And yeah, if you have any questions, then we're here to help.